Shalom to the full act of the nation of Israel. I want to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect that's also pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Quick lesson, low will and edifying concerning something that I was just thinking about as I was looking at different articles coming out on all this cyber attack threats, that are being placed out for Babylon the Great, United States of America. And I have here with me endtimeheadlines.org. So, anyways, as I was thinking about that, precept came to my mind about how Ecclesiastes 12:3, and how the grinders will cease. And everything is pointing to, of course, World War III, and before World War III, which is the demise of this wicked kingdom, which is ruled by Esau Edom. But before World War III is the MOTB, right? So everything that's happening, especially in the advancement of AI technology, and that is all pointing towards the MOTB, okay? All these devils need is a black swan event, okay? Just like the lockdown, right? The global lockdown in 2020. They need a black swan event of that magnitude globally, okay, to usher in, okay, and mandate the MOTB. So everything's looking like it's going to be some kind of cyber attack or EMP attack, or some attack and it's definitely going to be some attack that affects your day-to-day living, our day-to-day living, 100%, because the scriptures talk about that, okay? Because this society is based upon comfort, pleasures, right? And instant gratification, right? Basically just wickedness, all right? So these people are going to bug out, man. People are going to really bug out. So I got this headline here. It says, we have now been put on notice that our communication infrastructure is extremely vulnerable, right? You can see that right there. I'll click on it and see if there's a video. Oh, slow. Right, so let's see. I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, see what's in here. So it says, I'll start from the top. It says, what would you do, or let me bring up that precept based upon the title of this lesson here real quick. Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, in the day, and this is in the King James Version, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinder, this is verse 3. Let me start at 1. Slacky. The point's in verse 3, but I'm going to start at 1. It says, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, right? And this is twofold, right? I always believe this to be twofold because, one, it's literal, right? If you came to the truth as a young man or a young woman, you're supposed to remember the Lord from here on out, all right, up until the very end, okay? But also spiritually, as well, this is twofold because when you first come into truth, you're considered a babe, a young, right? Because you're basically considered on the level of a babe in the spirit because you're being born again, right? So it says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, all right? It says, let me actually get that word remember, see what it gives us there. Because I think about respect, the word respect, And respect means to look back. And technically, when you're remembering something, when you're trying to remembering something, you're looking back at it, right? And that's spiritual, because in Jacob's trouble, in the time that we're coming into, the height of Jacob's trouble, you're going to need to be able to go back spiritually into everything you've learned, right? In terms of wisdom, in terms of this knowledge, because the scriptures do say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. So you're going to have to remember the things you read. Well, rather, the Spirit is going to be on the hopeful elect to recall all those things. All right, because this thing is moved, and is the engine of this ministry. Yahweh Shai's doctrine, Yahweh Bashim Shai's doctrine, is the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. So Holy Spirit is going to jump on the hopeful elect. All right, as it already is in that day, in that time where the grinding will cease, and they're going to be navigating, or they're going to navigate Jacob's trouble by the way of the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, right? So let's get that word remember. I just want to see what it says here. Yeah, it says remember, recall, call to mind, right? We're going to call to mind, the hopeful elect are going to call to mind all the scenarios that they have read about their forefathers when they were in trouble, and how the scriptures say, just like the scriptures say, has anybody called upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim El Shai, and was confounded? Absolutely not. And these things are needed to get through Jacob's trouble. Because what do? They strengthen your faith. Because a lot of Israelites, okay, the majority of Israelites are going to lose all faith, okay, when Jacob's trouble hits the climax, when this society is completely shut down. Okay, so it says to be brought to remembrance, to be remembered, be thought of, be brought to mind. All right. Make a memorial. Yeah. So let's go back. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So basically when you get old, right? Or when you pass on, or about to pass on. While the sun or the light or the moon and the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Here's the point. Verse 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, right? So the sign of this, when the sound of work is low, and getting a job, finding a job anywhere in North America is hard, very difficult, okay? First of all, when you do get a job, you're probably gonna have to get another one. You might have to get 3 jobs, depending on your lifestyle, right? Because the cost of living over here is through the roof, and it's only getting higher and higher and higher. Okay, so, and a lot of people are getting laid off from a lot of different jobs, getting laid off. So guess what? The grinding is low right now. Okay, and it's gonna get even lower. Okay, so it says, I'll start again, verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? All the mirth and the Babylonian wine, okay, of do as thy wilt, serve yourself, all the Babylonian wine of pleasure and the mirth that comes with this society is going to be put to a halt forever. And it's feeling like, spiritually, as I'm talking as a man, it's feeling like it's coming down in the next couple of weeks. It feels like that, you know? I don't know the exact date or time of when the Lord is going to shut this thing down. But when you're looking around you and you're looking at different events that are playing out on earth, and you're looking at these different headlines that are coming out, it's looking like it's coming. It's a couple of weeks from now, man. And I've been saying this. It was around the same time in 2020 that there was this commotion of something spreading. You know, at 2020, it was, the CVID was spreading throughout the earth. And then come March, boom, this side of the world at least was already in a started their lockdowns. There's other parts of the world that were already in a lockdown, right? And now here we are coming around the same time, and the Passover is coming up at the end of the month. You know, like something heavy is coming. Something heavy is coming. Okay, so Yahweh Ratazah, man, Yahweh Ratazah. It says, also when they shall, verse 5, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Yeah, because with the hell, all right, or with the evils that are coming upon the earth, there's going to be a bunch of mourning, okay? I'm just going to say it like that. With all the evils that are coming upon the earth, the Lord's getting ready to bring upon the earth, for Jacob's trouble, there's going to be nothing but mourning throughout the streets of wherever you are throughout the whole world, four corners of the earth, okay? And that's judgment from Yahweh Bashem El Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Why? Because they're pissed off. Because of all the wickedness that Israel's committing and these nations, man. That's why this is high time right now, all right, to get into the good graces of the Most High. Hence why this is called what? A grace period. Okay? This either way. Anyways, I'm going to continue. Let me roll up my window. Okay. So it says, verse 6, or ever the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the mountain, or the wheel be broken at the cistern. Yeah, so I'm going to get in the NLT. I want to see what it says in NLT. It says, I'll start at 5 in the NLT. It says, remember him before you become fearful of falling, and worry about danger in the streets. Yep. Because your hair turns white like an almond tree in bloom, so getting old, right? And you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper, and the caper berry no longer inspires sexual desire. Remember him before you near the grave, your everlasting home, when the mourners will weep at your funeral. Yeah, that's going off into something else, but the King James says it clearly, right? I'll read verse 5 again. It says, or verse 4, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up. Oh, slack it. The point was in 3. I'm going to read down to 6. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and when the sound of grinding is low. These are lockdowns, man. If the Spirit is working with you, this is a lockdown. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. Because really the only people that are actually going to enjoy any kind of desire towards women in love, because you're not going to be thinking, well, hey, a lot of women are going to get ravished in Jacob's trouble. That's just a fact. Hey, Shalom, a lot of women are going to get ravished, all right? And for those of you few women out there, okay, that believe in this truth, you're okay. You're going to be with one of the men of the whole full elect, right? But the point here, I'm going to make in terms of that desire, men that are locked up in jail and aren't and still out here roaming around, their number one thing is that they're going to go after when there's no more police on the street, is you women. All right, a lot of you prideful, stiff-necked, stubborn women are going to get ran through. All right, you're going to get run through because of your pride. The Most High hates pride. He hates it. He hates it. Capital A, capital H-A-T-E. He hates it. He even says it. This is among the 7 things that I hate the most. And pride was on that list. Okay? And this is a prideful society that caters to women. So women are going to get heavy judgment in Jacob's trouble, man. All right? The music, the daughters of music, right? Look at all these artists right now among Israel, okay, that are in the world over there in Babylon, man. You got Red, whatever her name is, red hair or whatever, Freaky Red, you know? You got Ice Spice, all these damn witches, man. They're all going to be destroyed and come to nothing in Jacob's trouble because the grinding is going to cease. The grinding will be low. All right? When society shuts down, where's all your income going to come from? What about your ability to ascertain necessities so you can get by? That's a luxury in this society. You can get whatever you want at the click of a button with your thumb or your index finger on this device. When all that goes out the window, these people are going to go crazy. They're going to eat their kids, okay? Thus saith the scriptures. They're going to eat their kids. They're going to eat their husbands. They're going to eat their wives. They're going to eat their friends. They're going to eat whatever. They're going to eat themselves. They're going to eat them themselves. That's the kind of hell the Lord is bringing, evil the Lord is bringing in Jacob's trouble. Can you imagine the kind of situation you would have to be in to be contemplating? Man, let me just, if I eat this part of my arm and save the rest this should get me by for a couple days, and then I'll save my bicep, okay, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like, you know how much hell has to be happening for you to be logically contemplating that? That's the kind of evil and terrifying evil that's going to play out on earth. People are going to be in some crazy situations, man. But the hopeful elect will be good wherever they are. The Lord promised that he's going to take care of his hopeful elect during this time. And that's why in the beginning of this chapter is telling you to remember the Lord in thy youth. And that's twofold. When you first come into the truth, right, you're also in your youth spiritually. But also, if you come into truth as a young man or young woman coming into this faith, understanding this doctrine, okay, you're supposed to remember the Lord. Recall to mind the Lord every day. We all have to do that, man, because that's our riches. That's our treasure that we've been storing up into heaven, right, under the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. It's our works and our very faith, and showing our faith through our works to the best of our abilities, and, you know, growing as we run along in this race to salvation, right? Lord willing, of the hopeful elect. Shalom. I'm going to read your precept, brother. Pillars of Benjamin, Isaiah 9:19. Through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, right? The Lord Yahweh of hosts means of armies, heaven's armies. And really, everything is part of his army. It says, of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as a fuel of fire. No man shall spare his brother. Yep. The people shall be as fuel as fire. Listen, you got to get very spiritual about this truth, because everything is spiritual. 1. 2, once the Lord, like the majority of people on this planet are everybody's playing a role. The majority of people on this planet are playing a role to be complete, absolute demons in Jacob's trouble. Okay? Isaiah 9:20, it says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Khan, you see? That's what the scriptures say. That's the time we're coming into, okay? So let me read a little bit of this article. The water for that, brother. Oh, let me get this one real quick too. This, or actually, I'll read the article and then get that. Too much here. So remember this article I'm going to read real quick. I read a bit of it. I haven't actually read it myself yet, so this will be new for the both of us. This one, oh, just got to find it again. Yeah, well, there's another upload. It says, update, FBI and Homeland Security urgently investigating whether AT&T outage was a cyber attack. Right? Flashback, FBI warns Chinese spy malware poses threat to critical infrastructure in the U.S. Let me read that one. Because, they have to have a boogeyman. Right, so China and Russia is definitely going to be that boogeyman, okay, according to prophecy. Because that Russia, okay, Magog and Gog, which is still talking about one nation. They're prophesied to bomb America, okay, and China as well. So it says here, well, they'll get involved because they're allied with Russia. So it says here, as intelligence chief and policymaker gathers for this city's annual security conference focused on the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, the director of Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, urged them not to lose sight of another threat, China, period. Christopher Wray on Sunday said Beijing's efforts to covertly plant offensive malware inside U.S. critical infrastructure network is now at a scale greater than we'd seen before, an issue he has deemed a defining national security threat. Okay, so a lot of things are bubbling up and brewing up between nations in terms of cyber wars and war in general, okay? And it says, it is a tip of the iceberg. It's one of many such efforts by the Chinese, he said, on the sidelines of the security conference that has been dominated by the questions over Ukraine and the death of Russia opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Anyways, it says China, he had earlier told delegates it's increasingly inserting offensive weapon within our critical infrastructure posed to attack whenever Beijing decides the time is right. The FBI chief declines to elaborate on what other critical infrastructures had been targeted, stressing that the Bureau had a lot of work underway. Right? So, I'll read a little bit more. I don't want to. Okay, I'll read a little bit more. It says, Ray's comments are the latest in a string of public warning by the senior Biden administration officials to animate their fears about China's advance and well-resourced hacking powers. Right? Western intelligence officials say its scale and sophistication has accelerated over the past decade. Officials have grown particularly alarmed at Beijing's interest in infiltrating U.S. critical infrastructure networks, planting malware inside U.S. computer systems responsible for everything from safe drinking water to aviation traffic, so it could detonate at a moment's notice, sudden destruction, right? Damaging cyber attacks during a conflict. This is crazy, man. So the water's going to be poisoned. So everything. Listen, these top wicked elites, the top bankers, are behind orchestrating what's happening on earth. We know above them, Yahweh Bashim El Shai is using them as his left-hand pawn, okay, to do so. But coming down the pipe, poison water, poison this, illness that, illness this, the real culprit is Esau Edom, all right? But the power behind all of it is Yahweh Bashim El Shai. Okay, so anyways, that's the lesson, man. Lord willing was edifying. The rest of the article, as you see here, you can read the rest of the article for yourself. But there you go. You screenshot that. All right, so anyways, with that, Lord willing was edifying. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the whole full elect that's pushing this word, starting with 144,000, all right, in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the rest of the whole full elect, all right, that sincerely believe. All right, shalom, above, and kwam al to the whole full elect. Shalom.